Hello, gamers. Welcome to Nagash, the king of the dead, god of the dead. It really depends on which iteration in which time period. We have a couple good talking points later this video. I'm going to do them during the battle. We have a good battle at like 4 minutes in, and I have a couple... Oh, how do I put this? Really eventful things that happened, I guess is how I describe it. I have some talking points on anime, and then I had a absolutely absurd interaction with someone today. Like, to the point where I didn't fully understand it, so it's a pretty good story. So I'm going to tell that one. Next, we have Blood Dragons and we have Norska. Don't expect anything from Norska, but everything after Norska you can expect plenty from. Outside of that, I'm still operating with a split lip, and now I have an internal damage on my lip and my tongue. Just kind of, I had the injury is progressing. So hopefully it will get better. I'm not going to let it prevent me from recording, because all it is a vocal disparity. Like, all you're getting is a slightly different tone or pronunciation. The Legions of Nagash have some pretty cool custom units. I know it is way bigger, way better in Warhammer 3. And I think I also forewarned you guys that I don't play him properly, and I meant that. With him, at least in this game, how it works is your central settlements are essentially Tomb Kings with a bit of modification and a bit of unique, like, vampire stuff. But other than that, it's essentially Tomb Kings. For only a couple settlements, you can possess only vampiric land or undead land, like Tomb King land. Outside of that, settlements are basically completely useless outside of a little garrison and pulling in enough money to, if I take this half of the map, like this bottom right-hand corner, I could field an additional army. Like, it's not exactly set up for success. And then with it, basically how you're supposed to play is you level up your caravans or your ship building whatever system, where you upgrade your character's little camp, and that's how you approach the end. You're supposed to go take this guy's settlement, because it's also, you see that little monolith thing in the diamond, you can build there too. It's about the closest one you can build to. So taking your main province and then his province is entirely rational. Outside of that, you progress this way, you progress that way. The way you're supposed to do, I believe, is you either take his province first and then you head straight over for the Black Pyramid, or you take the Black Pyramid, then you come back or are fielding a second army over here, and then you take his settlement. Outside of that, he offered me alliance. I end up taking a lot of these. I don't think that's very in character for Nagash, and I think it's probably what doomed me in the end. Well, I'm not exactly doomed. I just reached stagnancy to a point where I wasn't progressing or losing territory, but I couldn't abandon the front lines because I had such a big mounting threat that every 2-3 turns I was having a full-scale 20 attack, attacking a settlement who, wasn't one of my major settlements, so it only had like a 12 deep garrison, and that's what ends up, that's the late game though. Let's not get too into it. There's this thing with technology that you, like, awaken your settlement, and that's what this is. It sends like a 2-stack of, I think it's Skaven every time, because Skavens are his arch nemesis. And with this battle, of course, we're going to rush, we're going to attack. He has some cool artillery units, so enjoy the battle. I'm going to talk. So, let's go with today first. I had a wacky fucking day. So there are weights at my gym that are sticky because they get cleaned, and So I wrap them with rags when I lift them. And then I take off said rags and I put on fresh rags to help them dry out so other people don't have to touch the sticky weight. And this is approved by the gym staff. They're like, "Oh my god, thank you so much." Like they've I've asked them, like, I'm like, "Hey, is this an issue?" And they've been like, "No, that's totally fucking good. We would have had to do that anyway." Because I go there later and they're wrapped because they're the last ones that get cleaned. They get cleaned in the morning, maybe not by the night or something. I don't know. They're always sticky. But this dude came up to me a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Take the fucking rags off." It's older gentleman, and I mean this man no harm. Like, I want to say, because we resolved our issues. But today he comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, little boy, you're gonna go fucking remove those rags, you piece of shit." Or, "Hey, kiddo, you piece of shit." And then we're gonna go talk to the manager, and they're gonna throw you the fuck out. Because I know that little boy, like the manager who works down there. They're gonna throw you the fuck out, or I will. I'm like, fucking excuse me, you won't fucking lay a. So a lot of exploitatives exchanged. I don't want to. I was crude. I was angry, and so I was swearing at this dude. I'm like, "You won't fucking lay a hand on me. I'll fucking blah blah blah." But he's, so that was our initial exchange, and he's pissed off at me. I'm pissed off at him. He comes over. He calls me a kid. Says I talk to him like a child. Calls me a piece of shit. Tells me he's gonna give me black eyes. He's gonna fucking throw me out the building. So I go down to talk to staff. Staff's like, I'm here. It's like 5 a.m. I'm just getting paid. Go fucking deal with it. So I was upset because he lied to me that he knew this staff member. I'm not telling it very well, but I'm trying to keep it very condensed. And so I go back up, I work out, and then my friend comes up to me. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Like, what are you going to do?" I'm like, "I'm going to go talk to him." I go up to this dude again. I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "You don't want a fucking piece of this. Back the fuck off, go back to working out." He's all angry. I'm like, "Hey." I sat down. I'm like, "Finish what you're doing. I don't want to bother you, but we need to talk." And then he got done. I'm like, "Hey, so you said I'm a child. I want to come talk to you like an adult." And more exploitatives, he yelled at me for, not even kidding, like 2 minutes. Because I went over there at like 56, and this discussion got done at like 8:03. So what? A couple minutes, and moving across the gym, all that. And he's like, I'm sitting down, and this dude's standing over me. "I'm going to kick your fucking ass. I bet a black eye would teach you to fucking respect me." All this shit. I'm like, "Hey." His hands up, like just calm as hell. Yeah, kind of like trying to de-escalate. And people are like looking over because this dude's fucking screaming at me. "I'm going to fucking kick your ass. You want to disrespect me? You disrespect this gym. You contaminate it by leaving those towels everywhere." And finally, I'm like, "Okay, let me talk to you like an adult." And I explained, why I did. I'm like, "I don't like touching the surface. I don't think other people do either. And it's approved by staff. So I'm just, that's why I do it. I don't want any conflict with you. If you'd like, we can go look at the towels." And he's like, "Well, blah, blah, blah." And more exploitives, but we go over, we look at the towels, we take off, he touches the weight. It's sticky. And he's like, a little bit more conflict, a little bit more arguing. He keeps bringing up the gym owner. I'm like, I'd love to fucking meet him. I'm like, let's go talk to the manager. That's why I kept saying at the beginning, too, in the first argument. I'm like, let's go talk to the fucking manager. Let's go talk to the staff. Let's go talk, because just that's how you resolve things. And finally, he's like, "Okay, you blah, blah, blah." I'm like, you know what? It's not an excuse that I'm touch sensitive. I should remove those towels. It's not fair to me to assume that other people are not going to want to touch the sticky stuff. So let's let bygones be bygones. I'd much rather be your friend than an enemy. I already have issues with other people at the gym. So let's just shake on it. I shook his hand. I gave him my name. He gave me his. It was all good. It was over. But absolutely fucking absurd. I cannot lend credence to this story. It was 20 minutes of him swearing at me swearing at him. I'm not going to be like, "Oh, I was a good guy. I sat there. Like, yeah, in the second half I sat there, but in the first half he came over to me, called me a little boy, and said he would physically throw me out. No, dude, I was swearing. I'm like, let's go talk to the fucking manager. If he doesn't kick you out for this shit, I will. This is the same shit back at him. Like, oh, you want to throw me the fuck out? I'll give you a good old fucking nap. Like, what? So there was a whole lot of that. So I don't want to, like, misconstrue that this dude was a bad dude. He approached me upset. I responded in kind. It escalated. But luckily, when I went there the second time, I waded through it, and then it de-escalated, and then we were able to shake hands. And I'm just going to not do the rag thing anymore, which I think is going to result in something. I think he might come over and hit me in the back of the head, to be frank, because they wrap them in rags anyway, like 15, 20 minutes after I do it. So he's going to come over like, you wrapped all of them? You piece of shit. Are you trying to piss me off? I'm going to get hit in the head. Here's this cool ability. We can summon a second army. It's like a little horde army. Absolutely love the shit out of this. But no, I think that's a pretty enjoyable story. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. But when I told it this morning to my mom after I got home, it was like, you know, it was a 30-minute story. So 11 minutes, not exactly cutting it short. I'm not cutting it too long. So our second army, this little summoned army, has got completely eliminated. They just got fucking castrated. And this is the little hold I talked about. You go through this, and then it wants you to take the Black Pyramid of Nagash. So I think that's what you're supposed to go over and do. Like, look, he only has 2 armies. It's like turn 20. I could have done it. But instead, I went over here, went to war with the Spider Blood tribe, and we went on back to the other side. As I actually wanted to take all of this territory down here, down the Arabian, like, eastern coast. So, I'm not sure it was smart, but it was something. And then we went over here, and I wanted to test the army out against orcs. I would like to say that this was just testing out Nagash. Like, in all honesty, yeah, it wasn't. I just fucking sucked, but I'd like to say. And we get to talk again. Solo leveling's done, as of today. It was my first ever manhwa, or one of them. I actually started with a skeleton something. And then, but it was down the line. It was there at the beginning. Really good. Animation's really good. The conveying storylines, like the different storylines with like the Mobu Island stuff and all that. Really nice. I did really enjoy it. Can't wait for season 2. Right now, I'm reading manga of choice right now, God's Gambit, or Absolute God's Gambit. Iron Blood, or no, it's Iron Blooded something Reawoken. Iron Blood Hunter Reawoken. That's pretty fucking cool. It's a nice one. He's not necessarily a good guy. There's some weird time skips, so I can't fully recommend it. There's so many good ones. I've returned to a bunch of my early reading days to redo a lot of them and read them back up. Like, I did one that I'm on chapter 43, which is like solo max level newbie. Really fucking good, by the way. A lot of those are like Tomb Hunter, solo max level newbie. Anything with like max level newbie, all that stuff. A good reincarnation one. They're pretty well executed. It's like a art form. Solo max level newbie was on chapter 43 when I last read it. Now it's on chapter 136. I'm like, yes! And here we're about to wrap this up. Unit losses, Nagash's spells are absolutely devastating. And then later into the game, I'm pretty sure they get even better once you unlock his second form. That battle done, we'll go ahead and take this settlement. I don't know, that's basically all my talking points for today, so you guys will get some more reliable dialogue. I'm happy I was able to film a 14-minute take. It was only the second one. The first one was like 4 minutes long, and my lip tore more than I had to take literally. So it's 4 p.m. I was gonna do what? Couple hours. I was gonna do it at what? 11? I just I know I had to. Malice Darkblade needs to die. He is a beast, and I just want to get rid of him. Contain him to his little cuck island. I don't know how he got there. It's a globe, so he's in the top left. It's where the, top left he could, go. No, it's a globe. That wouldn't be that. No, he's on the bottom right, which is super fucking far. I was like, wait, because the bottom connects to the top. That's how a globe works. No, a globe is just the right side wraps around to the left. That's like a cone, and then you impression the top and the bottom down to make a globe. So that's the North Pole is not also the South Pole. What the? Dude, I just made an impossible shape in my mind. Oh my god, I'm giving myself a headache. Am I thinking in the fourth dimension over here? No, because if you went over that way, it would go inside the planet. It would have to be like a infinity shape with a curved and oh my, ow. Genuinely, what the fuck? It'd have to be on the inside of the planet. I just hurt my head. I'm sorry, guys. I gave myself a little bit of a headache. I'm sensitive. I don't like thinking about big shapes and colors and stuff. They hurt my brain. We're going to declare war on Clan Moors. They're ultra aggressive. Just wanted to take them out early. Plus, we have some pretty dirt nasty armies. We had the second summoned army. They came up here to kick its ass. Could have won that. Not worth it, though. Look at those warlords. Those Skaven warlords, each with 100 kills. Absolutely badass. We left this continent in general repair. We're going to go down here. Thorgrim Ironbrow just does not go to war with people in Mortal Empires. It just does not. I did some more, personally, I did some more dwarfing today. The Norskin dwarves, I've got one more dwarf faction today, which is going to be absolutely badass. Let's not lie about it. I cannot wait to, complete filming for Warhammer 2. Because that's going to be completing filming for everything. Until 7 weeks from now when I gotta play Terraria or something again. But outside of that, it's complete filming. I'm free. And then when I restart with Bannerlord and stuff, I think I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do, one a week? Like, just record and upload. So, like, the second I upload a video, right? Let's say I upload a Bannerlord video. I'm going to edit it. Let's start with the upload. I upload a Bannerlord video. And then what I would do is just record the next one. Possibly even that day. And then edit and upload it for the next week. I will probably mean if I get sick or something, it'll be a week off. But that is literal light years away. I don't know. I'm not exactly a fixture of YouTube, so I don't think anyone's going to be banging down my door on, why haven't you uploaded? Come on, you have to upload. It's required. But if they are, then that's actually something to be thankful for. We're heading down here. I decided to focus the Itza faction, the dark blue one. I think they're called Itza. Or they might be, no, I think they're called something else. Either way, we got a pretty nasty little team here. We've got a Screaming Skull, Catapult, a bunch of powerful units. We plowed their way down through their land. They have, 2 settlements left? This little faction, which is like a rebellion confederation faction that they were supposed to confederate, has actually taken a lot of settlements. I've noticed, so Warhammer 3, it's way, way more intuitive which faction ends up on top, right? So at the end, it's pretty random. Like I've even had rogue factions take large swaths of map, but there's always some that do well every time, like Nagarond, the elves themselves. Pirates Coast usually stays alive. There's a lot of those factions that's pretty well decided what they do, right? But in the huge Araby and all that stuff, sometimes you'll see Bretonia, sometimes you'll see Khorne. It really just depends. You'll see Skaven. There's all these different things that you'll see. And then in this game, I don't know what it is. I've been seeing, the reason I said it was reminiscent of Warhammer 2 is because I have been seeing, like, minor factions end up on top. Like, there are a lot of times I'll see, I mean, it makes sense with Norska because they confederate. It makes sense with orcs because they confederate. Everyone else, no. But I've been seeing, like, minor dwarf factions on top. I've been seeing minor... Well, I do have a huge swath of dwarf mod packs, like, really intense dwarf mod packs installed. So I think they give them the upper hand, to be honest. Like, I can't fight them as anything else. Which, I mean, I'm not trying to, so... The minor factions just on top. I've seen minor factions who confederated major ones. Like I saw Throt get confederated by a minor little Skaven faction. And then there's something I do have to complain about. The starting locations are different whether you're playing the faction or not. Like there's the troll tribes in the Famir and Nagash and everything. Actually, maybe not Nagash, but I think Nagash too. If you aren't playing, Nagash starts with his Black Pyramid, starts with this. The trolls start with a bunch of locations all over the map. The Rotbud tribes start in Norsko when you're playing, but everywhere else they have like 30 settlements and they expand out and they have like 20 fucking armies. I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't. It's something, but hard-fought battle here, hard-fought victory. It was worth it. We're going to eliminate the Lizardmen. It'll be great. Let's take a quick pause, gamers, to remember what we lost. There was a root in Greece, which was natural birth control and antidepressant, all this stuff, and they ate it so much it's gone. Sad days. I've seen that on multiple podcasts. It might be misinformation, but I love spreading misinformation. It's about my favorite hobby. Oh my god, who texted me? Oh my god. All my homies hate the cameraman. That's true. That text was fact-checked by real American patriots. So we got this, we've got some issues going on. Let me go over them. In the north, we've got Arkin the Black, who joined us. Lovely. We have, actually, Beastmen coming from the west. From the east, we have the Red Blood tribe. Or the Red Sun tribe. Down here, we're almost done with these guys. And once we're done with these guys, that means we'll move on over to the west. Clear out that light blue faction, then we'll have some fun to be had. Oh, dude, I'm out of breath. I don't know. I went to the gym today, and then I had to carry. There was mattresses and box springs that my family one moved, and I'm not gonna let my little sister help me, and my parents gonna throw out their back, so and let them help me. So I just hoist it over the shoulder and then put it on my head. But I get tomorrow off from the gym involuntarily, so that should be lovely. We have Easter. Not because I won't go to the gym on Easter. It's that the gym's closed. I gotta love that. I mean, it's so they can see their families and stuff, so I don't judge them at all. But I'm gonna go to like a little 24-hour gym, just get my work in, do something. So, I mean, it's not fully off, but yeah. And then Monday, I've got a doctor's appointment. I've got to check out some skin cancer stuff, so that should be fun. Let's go ahead and do this. Every time we lose our units, dude, they just come back with the Rising of the Undead. I love that shit so much. Let's go ahead and take this. And then we got this 5-slot settlement we can only build one thing in. The Beastmen rotated down here. They attack this place. We just got an entire army of zombies and ghouls to maul them to death. I want to play a faction. So, I have... Actually, we're at the end of the video. But, you know how I talk about the rogue armies and how I want to play them? Like, I want to play a Skaven Goblin collaboration army. I want to play a rogue army that's zombies, but infectious zombies. I think it would be in the Southern Realms, because of the first Godric and Felix book, where he meets his old wife he wants to be with, and gets her pregnant, and then she brutally dies. And there was those infectious zombies. No, I don't think there was. But, do it down there, the Grave Tenders or something. I want to play zombies that you don't have as many units, but they're like a 10-unit cap, but you can infect other units on the battlefield as your units fight them. So it's like a war of attrition. Outside of that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or whenever you're watching this. Hope you guys come back for more. If not, I hope you enjoyed your time here. I hope to see you guys again next time. If not, that's okay. Positive affirmations. Thank you guys for watching the video, enjoying the video, listening to me talk about my little issues, my little stories. I like telling stories, but, you know, this is a gaming commentary thing, not a story time thing. Your view, your like, your subscribe, comment, whatever you do give me, always means the world to me. I can never thank you guys enough for the validation you guys give to my hobby. It's so fucking meaningful, and it